Coming up on today's episode.
Youth of today do not go to church, and they don't have that church band grooming. Like B. Koch came from the church, right?
Right.
Jodeci comes from church.
Welcome to the Melanin Movement, where melanin magic meets meaningful discussions. Join our all-family cast as we dive into hot topics and important issues for the Black community. Welcome, everybody, to the Melanin Movement podcast. We are here with the fam bam. Thank you, ma'am. And if you see a new face, that's because we got a new face here. Welcome to the show, our soon-to-be brother-in-law, Antoine. If you want to know who he is connected to, that would be Eve.
Be like, oh, it's not us.
That is her boo thing, true thing. And he has decided to step into the house for the family chat. And God knows, I don't know if he's ready. But you know what? We'll put him to the test.
Step into the bad side.
Gonna take me back. Say what's up to the people, Antoine.
How y'all doing? First time, I'm happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here. That's what's up.
Sound like what's
Welcome.
the name off the Quiet Storm.
Yeah. Storm, quiet storm. So we here. We got the usual suspects. As I said, we got EVE. We got Shauna Dawn. We got Chris. And I am Kaya. And today we are talking about music. Now, if anybody has watched any of our videos, they would know that this is a musical family. We come from a musical background. And there has been some fodder on the Twitter, the Instagram, and TikTok about I don't want to shade the Gen Zs. I don't want to start off with I don't want to start off with I don't.
You don't want to start off.
I didn't say it.
Seconds in.
I didn't say it. They had said it. So, like I was saying, my man Erick Sermon from my all-time favorite rap duo group, EPMD, has made some statements, and the Honorable Jermaine Dupree, that's the only JD that we recognize. We don't recognize no JD Vance. Jermaine Dupree is the only JD we recognize in this family, okay?
So then.
So, if you have not seen the clips, take a look.
No, it's not hatred. I'm in Houston right now with Willie D doing the show tomorrow night. This is 36 years. You're not going to be able to do that because you didn't make records to do that. So if you don't have any money, young people, how are you going to eat? See, this is the scariest part that when I talk about this, they don't really understand. The records that you are making is not going to be able to transcend for 10, 15, 20, 30 years so you can possibly work and get a gig. Because nobody's going to be saying fuck, shit, pussy, ass, whatever, at that age of 40 years old when they got married and they got children and they in school or they got a 9 to 5 or they in church and they're going to match. You didn't make any music to transcend for you to have a career. Wouldn't you be scared of that?
Youth of today do not go to church, and they don't have that church band grooming. Like B. Koch came from the
Right.
church, right?
Right.
Jodeci comes from church. Like,
Right.
so when you listen to that soul, that soul that you think is soul, it's an
That's coming
added
from that's coming from over there.
it's an added piece of information that if you're gonna make these records, it's hard to beat Jodeci when you don't have that element.
You don't have
You know what I mean? That's
you don't have that
yeah,
soul, you don't have that
that's an
passion. Yeah, you
element.
don't.
So it's like when people be saying, "Yo, music ain't the way it used to be." Like I just posted my new Anthony Hamilton record is coming out
Queen.
October 4th. Yeah, Queen, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Hamilton comes from the church. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna get that that's in his voice.
Yeah.
You ain't just getting that from being on the internet. That ain't getting ready to happen.
All right. So he said it. I didn't. JD said that the reason why the R&B genre is in the state that it's in is because these people don't go to church. They don't have, and if they do go to church, they don't go to that old time, foot stomping, hand clapping, choir church. And if any of you have never been to a Brooklyn church, like a Hezekiah Walker, like a Danny Eason, like, those types of church that...
No, I said Pilgrim.
Pilgrim. Yes. If you've never been to these types of edifices, you don't know what you're missing. There's a level of gospel and singing. It's not just praising, like, the Hillsong, I can sing of your love for... It's not that. It's drums, it's bass, it's synthesizer, it's Hammond organ, it's acoustic guitar, electric guitar, like a Brooklyn church. And even if it's not all of that, it's an organ and a drummer and foot stomping and a tambourine. Because I tell you right now,
floor. You got that wood floor. That's all you needed.
That's all you need.
The wood floor was the instrument alone.
And the clothes washer with a wire hanger, that's what we had.
The battle of the tambourines.
Because I still got my tambourine upstairs, and I take it out sometimes if I hear something on the TV and it leads me to get a tap tappy in. I will take out my tambourine for real. The new wave of singers, because there's a lot of them that I like Black. Is it how you say it? Black, Chris? Is that how you say it? Black. I love him. Kevin Ross. I love. There's a lot of singers. October London. There's a few.
Money Long.
Not for nothing, Chris Brown sings down.
Yeah.
Chris Brown can sing down.
Chris Brown been around for 20 years. He don't count.
That's true. That's true. He's been around.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, he's really prevalent in this generation still. That's what I'm saying.
True.
What happened? I don't know if it's my generation, but with the artists that like put the little funky stuff in their names, the slightest but it's the slightest joint that'll piss off y'all generation. Like, it's like y'all get immediately stumped. You put a 6 in there, you like, oh, six
slack. You didn't know it was slack either. You didn't know you were saying six slack.
First of all,
everybody under the age of 30.
First of all, don't put me on blast.
How to pronounce his name? I ain't saying no name.
Don't put me on blast, Chris. Don't put me on blast, Chris.
I had to tell her the same thing.
I'm not gonna say no names. The difference is we pulled up to the actual event with dude there. Went to the security dude. Yo, we was just like, yo, we here for the 6 Lake concert. The guy was like, I don't know who you talking about. Maybe they got something going on over there. But ain't no lakes. Eastern
You know what's
Europe.
funny? He put it in a song too.
Oh yeah,
But that you didn't understand.
He
probably
put it,
wrote that
yeah.
down too. It was a stray and a new album.
Look at
Because
Eve's face though. Look at Eve's face though.
I'm
She
just
gave it
saying,
away.
because
She gave it away. They were talking about you.
what happened to like a Chris Brown or an Usher? Like just using your name. Like I was calling this child Mooney Long for the longest.
I was too.
See?
I thought she was of Asian descent or
That's
something.
what I was like,
She was like Korean.
This Mooney is
it was like Mooney killing it, yo.
Mooney killing the game right now.
Putting on for the Asian community. Asian R&B is on the rise.
Usually when I get confused, I'm like, what their mama named them? What if their mama named them?
Exactly. Like what happened to just using your name? Like what's up with all of this other stuff? I don't understand that part.
They're building brands. You know, everything's
Yeah,
a brand
but
now. So
is that on your check? Is that how they give you your check?
yeah,
Nope.
a lot of times it's that's who they are. Like Chris Brown, even though Chris Brown's his name, it's Chris Brown the artist, then Chris Brown the person.
See, Breezy. But like, and you know, I don't want to bring him up, but R. Kelly. He called himself the Pied Piper, Kels. Listen. You finished?
You on mute, Chris.
Of all the examples. Yo, all the things he's accused of, you gonna use that nickname?
No, but I'm talking about his contribution to R&B.
Oh,
you can't deny his contribution to R&B. Joe, Music Soul Child. Well, he's somebody that changed his name, that wrote his name differently.
True.
You know, I'm sure his mama didn't name him Music, you know. But Music Soul Child is one that obviously he's been out for years and he's named himself something different. But his music is synonymous with who he is, with his name. So that the soul, I can listen to. I'm sorry, I was listening to him, you know, but yeah. So I mean, music, Joe, these people, and I mentioned R. Kelly because of the fact that he's given such a tremendous legacy as far as the music world goes, and not just himself, but for other artists as well. But the soul part of R&B is missing. These songs that come out now, they're cute and all, but it's like that. You know, when there's a song without the bass or the 808, and it's just like missing something.
Like they're not begging. You know, like back in the day, you felt that they were begging in the song.
Baby,
like
I'm
you
begging,
felt,
baby, I'm begging.
Baby, I'm begging, baby. You don't get that.
Like when you, and then when you perform, you leave it all on the floor. Like these, one thing that they were saying was that church also, it gave you the chops to know how to perform in front of an audience, to capture an audience. But a lot of these, when you see these artists get on stage now and you see their performance, you be like,
I think also because of like nowadays, everything is so popcorny. Like you don't have to do a lot to get noticed, in all honesty. Like back in the day, you had to really sing. You didn't have social media where everything was just a gimmick. You didn't have all of these things. Like you said before, you had to really put in effort. You had to want it enough. Like nowadays it's just easy to get something. Anybody could just post a viral video or something, and then boom, you're a celebrity all right then. And then you're a star, and then you just could say my coochie whole brown, all of this stuff, and it's just like, oh, that's good. And it's just like, back in the day, you had to really have a talent. Like all of these music now, it sounds like they're whispering, except for a few, but they're not showing real vocals on these songs. I talk to Antoine about this all the time. I'm like, they're not singing. Anybody could whisper to a melody. Anything to have a good catchy hook, a melody. Like where is the actual voice? I grew up in the church. I went to all of I've been around all of these jazz musicians growing up and all of these things. Like you had to really put forth an effort to be on stage.
But I mean, yes, all of that. But I think as far as the church goes, it's the feeling that's gone. There's something about that song that you hear when so-and-so, when Jodeci was singing, Baby, I'm Begging, Baby. It was like you felt like it was his last one. It's just, I think that's what's gone. It's that down, deep soul like feeling. Yes, Chris.
I think we underestimate the amount of cocaine that was done during these times.
Child, I'm a witness. Okay.
Church is great. 100% has a absolute musical contribution to the sound of music. But I think we underestimate the power and the quality of cocaine during this time.
And like, it's real because a lot of these artists, especially because I'm still gigging now and everything, a lot of these, especially in different communities other than the Black community, what do they always call on? They always call on a group of Black singers to get into the studio to give them that soul behind any type of song that they need to perform. Or in all of these performances on stage, you always have a Black choir in the back of them for a lot of these songs. Thank you for, contributing to my funds. Thank you.
Cocaine aside,
Uncle Charlie, Casey and JoJo,
people
Bobby.
like Faith Evans, and even though she may not be because Okisha love her, so Mary J Blige. Mary J Blige might not be, the best vocalist, but her stage presence is everything. She captures an audience like nobody's business.
True. Babe, who was the person you said was better than Jazmine Sullivan and stuff the other day?
Oh Lord, why she wanna start trouble?
Who was it? Me and him will argue.
All right, Antoine, it's your turn.
I forgot who. I forgot who we was talking about. I just don't like Jazmine Sullivan. I have like maybe 3 songs, but she's featuring in it, and they all Rick Ross songs. So she could do a good hook, but she's not my cup of tea.
He's a part of the Gen Z people.
Come on.
That's his take for music.
Come on.
First of all, we're not gonna do that. Okay, I listen to old school. I go all the way from the 1930s to now. Like I'm an old soul. So do I like Gen Z music? For sure. You know?
Don't like Jazmine Sullivan?
She's not my cup of tea. She doesn't hit my soul the way how like Mary J would or Faith. Yeah, she don't touch the chords in my life. She just, like I said, the songs that she featured on Rick Ross.
I'm about to take out the fan.
Good hook, great hook, but I could do without her.
Take out the fan. I'm questioning your
y'all see what I deal with.
I'm questioning
Blink twice.
I'm questioning your. I'm questioning that. Jazmine don't do it, but Mary does. Did you see when Jazmine did the Star Spangled? She sang the Star Spangled to where I thought that I was doing an altar call.
So I think to compare Jazmine to Mary is
that's like apples and eggnog. It don't go.
No, I'm not. It's because there's one who is more of the entertainer with the dancing in the show, and the other is that standing in front of a mic, that flat-footed soul sound. So I think to say either it's just too different.
Yeah, he always says though. I give it to him though. He always says like, you know what, musically, better. You're musically more inclined. Your ear is better, so you would know exactly. You can't compare to. So right. I give him that.
Chris, look at her trying to take up for her boo. Go ahead, Chris.
No, she the one that. I gotta live with him afterwards.
No, but you snitch on him and then be like, yeah, but he does say that. I have the ear in the family, and
because I gotta show. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. But then I'm gonna be calm afterwards. So that's why.
I'm sorry, Chris. You were saying? I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused.
No, I was just gonna say, if I may, right, that I don't think that he's saying that Jazmine Sullivan can't sing or that she's not talented, right? But it's analogous to like Eminem. I never said that Eminem ain't a talented rapper, but ain't nobody that's getting in my vehicle finna put on an Eminem song. It's just not happening. It don't hit.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. That last album was really good though.
Yeah, you see, I was trying to ride for you, brother. I was trying to.
Nah, man, he did his thing, man. It's nominated. It got nominated too. It's a good body of work.
Nominations mean nothing.
True, but the people spoken.
That's because he has a lot of white people in middle America that love him just because he's a white rapper that made it. You see where Vanilla Ice is?
I think for me he went cancel culture on this. Like everything that they would say that would get you canceled, he addressed that and then said it, and then people took a positive note. It's like, let's not be sensitive no more. We can make jokes and doesn't mean that I'm offending you.
No, I don't think he did that. I think Trump did that.
No,
but that's another story for another day. Speaking of rap, since you brought up Eminem, Erick Sermon did say that the songs that your age group is putting out, the songs that they're putting out now, it's not going to hold its weight 30 years down the line to where they can still be touring and offer these songs that they have out now.
I hate when people make comments or statements like that because they don't factor in external variables. Music does not come out the same way that music used to come out then. Nothing that comes out now is really going to sustain because there's so much music coming out or such a high volume of music coming out because of the accessibility to music.
But that part doesn't matter, the volume. Even with the volume that it has, there are going to be some sex of that volume that transcends from now to 30 years from now. 100%. But who songs that are coming out now are they going to be able to say, pop that, what you say, hands on your knees, hands on your...
No, but you're taking the most obscene songs, right? Or you're talking about the most obscene examples. Right?
Yeah, but these are people that's supposedly big. How are you going to sustain monetarily and be able to 30 years down the line, people gonna be hands on your knees?
All right, so again, you're using the most obscene examples. If you're going to make a comment like that about my generation's music,
that's like the song that everybody listens to.
Can I finish, please? Like, if you're going to make comments about my generation's music, you have to look at it objectively, right? You're taking the most obscene examples. Sexy Red, she's one of many big artists that are out right now. You have not factored in people like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole's, Miguel, like all of these big names that have come out within the last 20 years, right? There have been multitudes of songs.
No, we're not talking about anybody that's been out for the last 20 years. We're talking about people that's been out for the last 2 years.
But a lot of the names that I named are still making music.
Yeah, but
but they got it.
Okay, so then let's stick to the people that are making.
We're talking about currently the current artists that have come out within the last. Okay, let's give them 5 years. 5.
Okay, great. Again, now let me ask you this: are you talking about mainstream artists, or are you talking about music as a general that comes out today? Because those are two different conversations.
Well, I believe that Eric was generalizing his statement with the pop, the stuff that's on the radio, the ones that are getting the spins.
So then if we're talking about radio music, then let's talk about radio music. Because if we're talking about music as a whole, there are a numerous amount of artists that are making good music and that have great stage presence and that are great artists, but are not on the radio or that are not mainstream.
Name 5. Name 5.
What? Like R&B artists?
5 R&B, 5 R&B, and 5 hip hop. Go.
All right, R&B. Sir, ever heard of him?
Yes.
Duran Bernard, ever heard of him?
Agree.
Who?
Duran Bernard.
Okay.
These are radio streaming radio.
You just said
spins.
They're not on the radio. You told me name R&B artists, right?
Yeah.
No, name 5.
Sir's played in LA.
Well,
okay.
But they don't know who he is.
I'm talking about name 5 mainstream that are getting radio spins.
But we're not. If we're talking mainstream, then that's a different conversation. But that's what I just said.
So then you have none. So that's the point he's trying to make. You have none.
I literally just said if we're having a conversation about radio artists, that's a different conversation. But if we're talking generally speaking about modern music, there are artists who are checking off these boxes that you're talking about. But that is a different conversation. So again, to your point, if you're talking about radio, that's different. Yes, we can 100% go off the deep end and say Gen Z makes trash music. But to make a blanket statement about the music that is coming out today and saying it's trash is completely and dishonest and false. It's just not true.
I think when he was making the statement, the Erick Sermon, he was speaking about the main, what's out, what gets them the radio plays. I think that's what he was speaking about. You know, I'm sure we've said it on the show. I am a diehard New Edition fan. I still go. They give a show and everybody sings all the words, and they've been out since
83.
So who will be able to do that from this group now in the last 5 years? Are there any of these newer, like mainstream folks who will be able to do that then? I think that is what he was saying. However, on the flip side, there are still songs that we listened to way back when Uncle Luke is on. I mean, yes, he's not touring because I don't think he can tour with Pop That now. It's just the one song. But if the song is on, it still will get the crowd hype. But I don't know if they'd be able to tour.
I don't think it's possible to have those timeless classics from starting with the newer generation. Not because of the quality of music, but again, because of how they consume music. Right. The attention span for music is nowhere near what it was when music was coming out during your time.
Because That what's the song? The hip hop, the first one.
The hip hop, the hippie to hip hop,
That
rappers alike.
song was like 9 minutes. Like they're not making 9 minute songs
Oh,
no
not
more.
No,
even
but
the
it's
length of
not
the
even
song,
the.
but just how often music is coming out.
Got
Right?
it.
Like
And
No,
I
but
was
even
just
even
what
the
I'm
language, and the language too. Like, let's go back to the rap battle. People were getting mad at all the metaphors and the double entendre, triple entendres. Like they're not thinking anymore. So
Right.
it's like it's so simple where it's just like I went outside, yeah, outside, yeah. It's like it's so simple. It doesn't make sense.
But
legit.
see, that's the thing. Because Chris, I think you're making a totally different point. My thing is, even though there is a flood of music that's coming out now, there's not really any quality songs that you'll play on repeat that 20, 30 years later you're like, yeah, that's still my joint. Like Before I Let Go. Rest in peace to Frankie Beverly. But there's songs that when you come on, you be, oh, you just gotta stop it. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying?
But
Will
I
that
Like they
happen?
were like even today I was on I've been playing that Glorilla and T-Pain joint for the last like 3 days. And T-Pain was really singing on it. And I'm like, yo, T-Pain need to come out with another album, son. Like, where has he been?
Chris
He
be
just sitting
watching
here
his live.
playing video games. I'm like, all you do is play video games and stuff now. I'm like, where's T-Pain at? Like, he was really singing on this song. Go check it out. It's nice. But yeah, I'm like, they don't sing anymore. Like they don't
I think he
like you
kind of
said, it's
gave.
just
I remember an interview that he had given that he said that once everybody was coming for him with the talk box that he used to use, that it kind of, before everybody and their mother was trying to work with him, and once some of these artists started talking about, yeah, that's played out, that's whack. I think somebody had came out and said that that was whack, the talk box with the auto tune. Somebody said that about him, and then he was just like, before everybody was calling him for a feature, calling him for a song, calling him for a track.
Talking about Jay-Z, the
It
death
was
of the
Jay
auto-tune,
Z.
DOA.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
DOA.
After that, T Pain was like,
No, but he write music, so he wasn't like he wasn't working. He still was writing music for a lot of
yeah, but he
people
wasn't
and country
performing,
music.
like making his own stuff, because he
Yeah,
was.
but
I don't think
behind the scenes is you get a lot of money behind the scenes more than touring.
but again, I don't think it's due to quality of music. You keep saying that quality music isn't coming out or they're not capable of making that type of quality music. I don't think that's the case. I think we can make that quality. It's not that. I'm trying to tell you, it's the way we consume music now, right?
I didn't say
Okay,
that they
so
weren't capable.
Nah, I think what you're missing, Chris, is the fact that what he's saying is black culture music. It's not the same how it used to be.
of course
So
it's not. Things evolve, right? So
nah,
regardless
but
of
we're going down here. We're not going up.
yeah, but that's subjective, right? We can argue semantics about what quality is all day, but the fact of the matter is, one, you're a different generation that grew up in a different time, and you're accustomed to something from that time. The kids now are not accustomed to those things, so you cannot fault them for the quality of music that they're producing. They've built
But we
upon
we
something that already
can.
existed. So to say your music is trash comparatively to what I did, I don't think it's fair, right? We can say musically there is music that is nonsensical and that is garbage, 100%. But from to say that comparatively it's not as good or yeah, sure. But now you're talking about it being a timeless classic, right? Let's walk through something real quick. I was anticipating an album that came out October 31st for like a month. I was waiting for it to come out for like a month. Finally came out. I listened to it for about 2 days, then something else came out. I forgot about the album that I had already been anticipating for a month within 48 hours, right? I was not able to sit with that album because something else just came up. And that's a microcosm of what happens in the music industry now. How my generation and generations after me consume music is not the same way. We don't have physical copies. We can't spin a record over and over again. We're downloading it on our phones, going to something else. So the capability of having a timeless classic like a Never Let Go or a Marvin Gaye song is not practical for my generation. We just don't operate and consume things the same way. Our attention spans fuck.
I don't know, man.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
it's a fact. That's not even an opinion.
October London is putting down classics right now. Like, and he part of your generation, so.
But it's not going to stick the same way a Frankie Beverly song is
like he hitting souls, brother. Like he you gotta listen to that song with him and Anderson .Paak, another one where they have soul to their music. It's like Miguel's another one, even
I agree.
Miguel's a little bit older.
I agree. But she's saying that it's not going to be this, or it's missing the same things that was present in 70s, 80s,
it's missing community. We don't have community no more. Like we don't have, that block party in the summer. We don't do that church fundraiser and all that stuff. Like that community is gone in music all around. We're so separated.
That's a great point. Because we used to have block parties all the time, and there was a level of community. Now everybody's, like you said, is separate. And I think because music was the one thing that would bring us together. When they had them big speakers and them big subwoofers out or along the street, and they played Denroy Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Nothing in the world that I won't do against the world. That everybody was about to come out. You know what I'm saying? To snap their fingers. And Chris, I don't know if you think if you feel you need another Gen Z to be your backup, because I don't want you to think that we attacking you, because we're not attacking you. But
I feel one, y'all gonna, objectively speaking, have completely different opinions than I have because you grew up in a different time.
But I also believe it's who you are around. And I'm talking about me and Kaya as the Xers, our baby boomer mom, she made.
Because I was the baby boomer from Brooklyn.
But the thing is, I think, and not for nothing, I think millennials was the last of it, because Antoine says it all the time. Like when he goes to our family functions, it's just like that. Like I play all of these. Get ready. I was playing that at my desk today. Like what I'm saying. Like it just comes off.
I'll be honest. Gen Zs don't respect millennials.
And
Gen Zs don't respect millennials. I'll be
we're the last dope ones. I'm like we're the last of it. We're the last of the soul.
Y'all was fighting words.
Y'all don't even remember, like, was y'all there when when there was beepers and stuff around? Like like y'all wasn't even all there.
Y'all can beep all you want. Excluding y'all, I think millennials are weird adults. Yeah, I think millennials like are adults that haven't figured out how to be adults yet.
Because did you see the economy and the world?
Before that, I'm just talking about y'all. I'm just talking about millennials as people.
But before then, you got to remember, before all of the economy and everything, we were like high school. We still did. We were like, what I'm saying? When Barack got into president and stuff, we were in high school. So of course we didn't have nothing. We were still got curfew and stuff.
We all had something to do with.
What happened?
Gen Xers were dealing with crack. We all had something to deal with.
We did deal with crack cocaine. Yep, we sure did.
We all had something to deal with.
Dealt with Reaganomics. We dealt with the war on drugs. Yeah.
I'm just
dealing with
like
the Jim Crow and the Great Depression. Like we all had something to deal with.
Not the
like
Great
you saying, like it's like how Chris Brown.
We all had something to deal with, man.
Nah, we're just the last of it. We're the last dope ones. I don't know what y'all on. Y'all train surfing and all of these things. I don't even know what's going on.
That was the one wearing baggy t-shirts with double XL denim jeans.
But that
wasn't me.
But that era was the dopest era.
Me.
That era was one of the dope eras.
That was not
your
me.
era. Your era. I mean, we wore fitted jeans. You know, the B-boys wore fitted jeans back in the day. But your eras, that ain't even fitted. Y'all got, when a man has to yank his leg to put the jeans on because they that tight, that's what y'all dealing with.
Y'all want to talk about mothers. All right.
Yes, let's go there.
All right, bro.
Let's go there, cause y'all when a boy, and then not only do you yank your foot to get your jeans on, then your pants is still underneath your butt with the belt strapped so tight to keep your pants from hanging down, and then you walking like Launchpad McQuack trying to keep your tight pants leg up.
Which generation had low-rise jeans? Which generation was that?
Well, that was the 90s.
That brought it back though.
It was
but the thing is, back in the day, they acted manly. They acted more manly than the generation now. I'm sorry.
Yes, the fact that y'all want to show your butt, you want to show your butt to everybody.
Because you was gay on the low don't mean you're not gay.
No, Prince wore.
Come on now.
Prince wore heels and still got women.
Chaps.
But he also said until the end of time.
Hold on. Let's be real. Would you want forget talent aside? Would you want Prince as a male role model for your son?
Yes.
Crazy.
Because he'll show him how to get all the honeys.
You know why? He's Jehovah's Witness.
At the business to own his own masters, like he wasn't.
He taught DMX. He taught a lot of these artists how to speak up for themselves and to get what's rightfully theirs as an artist.
My 3-year-old kid ain't an entrepreneur.
And then he also beat a lot of basketball players in basketball.
Oh yeah.
Blouses.
Beat a lot of like she played Shaq, Matt Barnes. Like they got stories about him. He good in ball. So
these are all grown men. Talking about my kid who's growing up to the assless chaps and the swoop.
And also, he could read somebody without even fighting them. He has so much self-discipline where he could just read you, just sitting there and just walk away and have nothing left to say.
No, he'd be like, no.
There was a level of freeness back in the late 60s, 70s with, especially with house music and when disco came on the scene and
androgynous.
Yes. So shut up, Chris. Everybody wasn't on drugs. I mean, a lot of them was, but everybody wasn't.
Not everybody.
Everybody was on drugs. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not everybody.
From the 60s to the mid 80s, everybody was on that stuff.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
From the big
all right. So, but now y'all put it in your songs. Pop the Molly, I'm sweating.
Yeah, we on perk. We on Molly. We on Zans. We on a lot of stuff, brother. That's heavy, worse than cocaine. In the 80s, it was at least pure. Now, they was getting it right out of Afghanistan back in from the poppy seed. Now you got fentanyl and everything. It's like y'all got codeine.
I forgot about the fentanyl.
The drugs is a lot worse now than it was back then.
It is.
What'd you say, Chris?
I ain't say the drugs wasn't worse.
And then look how many rappers passed away from it too.
I agree.
So was it ever what's the face how Rich Homie Quan died? Was it ever
drug overdose?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was the codeine, that syrup can do a lot.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next episode. The Wiz. The Wiz is we can't even be friends. If you've never seen it, you know,
Look.
God bless you.
Hate it. I don't want to ease out on the road. No.
I told you, millennials. Y'all be thinking it's us. It ain't us.
It's not my cup of tea.
It ain't us.
The thing about it is y'all are a musical family. Like the Wiz come on, it just.
So you would rather say that somebody would have to see Belly, but the Wiz ain't on your list.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. And make sure you go to our website and get our merch today.